Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome all of you in class 10th, exercise 1.1, question number 3. So for question number 3, first of all we derive quadratic formula. What is quadratic formula? So first of all write the general form of a quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So by completing the square method we can prove the quadratic formula. So first step by step, all the 6 steps, if we apply the first step, dividing the whole equation by a, that is coefficient of x square. So we get x square plus b by ax, and next transforming the constant term to right hand side. So that is plus c by a, by transforming it become minus c by a, and by dividing a it become minus c by a. So we get x square plus b by ax is equal to minus c by a. Next, to complete the square, adding half of the coefficient of x, half of the square of coefficient of x, so that is b by 2a square. So by adding b by 2a square to both sides of this equation, we get a complete square. So this becomes x square plus b by ax plus b by 2a square is equal to right side minus c by a plus b by 2a square. So the left side become a complete square. X plus b by 2a whole square is equal to, and simplify the right hand side. That become, first we write the positive term b square by 4a square minus c by a. So again x plus b by 2a square is equal to right side taking the LCM 4a square. So 4a square divided by 4a square we get 1. So 1 multiply by b square become b square minus, and here a cancel with a, 4a multiply by c become minus 4ac. So by taking square root, the fourth step, square root on both sides of this equation, the square cancel with square root on the left hand side, and on the right hand side b square minus 4ac over 4a square square root become plus minus b square minus 4ac square root divided by square root of 4a square become 2a. Thus x plus b by 2a is equal to plus minus b square minus 4ac square root divided by 2a, and this implies x is equal to, if we transform this term b by 2a to right hand side, that become x is equal to minus b by 2a plus minus that term b square minus 4ac square root divided by 2a. Again by taking the LCM 2a, we get 2a LCM minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac square root. Thus x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a, which is known as quadratic formula, where a, b, c are the coefficients of x square, x, and c is constant term. Thus x is equal to minus b plus minus mean we get two roots, minus b plus b square minus 4ac square root by 2a, and minus b square minus 4ac under root divided by 2a. So that is called quadratic formula. Next we solve the questions by quadratic formula. So come to question number 3. Solve each of the following equation by quadratic formula. So the first one, x square minus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. So compare this equation with the general or the standard form of a quadratic equation. By comparison, coefficient of x square here is 1. So a is equal to 1, coefficient of x is minus 8, b is equal to minus 8, and constant term c is equal to 15. Thus by putting values of a, b, c in the quadratic formula, which is proved earlierly. So formula x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac under root divided by 2a. By putting the values, it become x is equal to minus b की value minus 8 plus minus 8 square minus 4 a term 1 or c value of c is 15 divided by 2a 2 and value of a is 1. So that become 8 minus become positive. 8 plus minus and simplifying this one become 64 minus 60. So again this become 8 plus minus 64 minus 60 become 4 under root by 2, and this become x is equal to 8 plus minus 4 square root become 2 divided by 2. So we get two values of x. X is equal to 8 plus 2 by 2 and x is equal to 8 minus 2 by 2. Simplifying these two, first become x is equal to 8 plus 2 10 by 2. So by cancelling we get x is equal to 5. Similarly, x is equal to 8 minus 2 by 2 become 6 by 2, and by cancelling 2 into 3 6, x is equal to 3. Thus the solution set is 5 and 3. Next, part 6, again by quadratic formula. So x square, we have x square by 3 minus x by 12 is equal to 1 over 24. So multiplying, first of all, reduce this equation to standard form of a quadratic equation. So multiply the whole equation by the LCM. So LCM of 3, 12 and 24 become 24. So multiplying each term by 24 of this equation. So by multiplying 24 to each term, it become 3 8 is 24. It become x square into 8 minus x, and that become 12 into 2. 2 is equal to, on the right hand side, 24 cancel 24, it becomes 1. So we get 8x square minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, standard form of a quadratic equation. So comparing with general quadratic equation, this equation compare with standard form, this one. So here a is equal to 8, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to minus 1. Thus by putting in quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac square root divided by 2a. By putting the values, we get this one, x is equal to 2 plus minus 2 square become 4 minus become plus 32 divided by 2 is 16, and this become 2 plus minus 32 plus 4 36 square root by 16. Again 36 square root becomes 6. So 2 plus minus 6 by 16. By solving these two options, first x is equal to 2 minus 6 by 16, and second 2 plus 6 by 16. So 2 minus 6 we get minus 4 by 16. Cancelling 4 with 16, we get x is equal to minus 1 over 4. Similarly, by solving this equation, we get x is equal to 1 over 2. So the solution set is minus 1 over 4 and 1 by 2. So thus next, question 4. Question 4, find all solution to the following equations. All solution means solve the equation for the given variable. So here variable is t. So we solve this equation for the variable t by any method. We can apply any one of the three methods: factorization, completing the square, and quadratic formula. So first we try the simplest one. If it is not possible by factorization, or factors are not possible, then we can do it by completing the square. If it is not possible by completing the square, then definitely quadratic formula is the only option by which we can solve any type of quadratic equation. So here again factorization is the simplest one. The first method, make factor of minus 8. It becomes t square minus 7t minus 1. Minus 7 minus 1. If we add, we get minus 8. If we multiply, we get plus 7. So by making factors, taking common t into t minus 7 minus 1 common in these two factors, we get t minus 7. Again t minus 7 is common, we get t minus 1. So the product of two factors is equal to 0. So either if the product of two factors is equal to 0, so this is the fact that each factor will be equal to 0. So t minus 7 is equal to 0 and t minus 1 equal to 0. Solving these two, we get t is equal to 1 and t is equal to 7. So solution set is 1 and 7. Similarly, part 4 of the same method, solve this equation by any method. So first of all, we get the we simplify this to get the standard form of a quadratic equation. So multiplying this one, we get x square plus 10x is equal to minus 100 minus 10x. So transforming right hand side to left hand side, x square plus 10x, this become plus 100 plus 10x is equal to 0. By adding like terms x square, we get x square plus 20x plus 100 equal to 0. And this is by, we can do it by any one of the three methods. So here we can take the completing the square method. We can do it by factorization 2. 10 and 10 are two factors. But by completing the square, we can write x square plus 2ab into 2 into x into 10 plus 10 square. So we get x plus 10 square, and on the right side it is 0. So complete square. Taking square root on both sides, square cancel with square root, we get x plus 10, and right side 0 square root is 0. So x is equal to minus 10. So solution set is minus 10. Next come to question 5. The equation y plus 13 y plus a is equal to 0 has no linear term. Find value of a. So given equation is y plus 13 y plus a is equal to 0. The condition is there is no linear term, means linear term is 0 in this equation. So first of all, simplify or change this into standard form of quadratic equation. So by multiplying, we get y square plus ay second plus 13y plus 13a is equal to 0. Now by adding like term, y square plus, here y is common, so a plus 13 into y plus 13a is equal to 0. That is square term, linear term and constant term. It becomes standard form of a quadratic equation. So the given condition now, it has given that it has a linear term a plus 13y in this equation. But according to the question, it has no linear term, and it is possible only if the linear term is 0. That is a plus 13 is 0, because variable cannot equal to 0. So if the product this term a plus 13 into y is equal to 0 mean y does not equal to 0, so a plus 13 is 0. So this means a is equal to minus 13. So by putting value of a in this equation, we get y square plus minus 13 in value of a plus 13 into y plus 13a is equal to 0. This proves y square plus minus 13 plus 13 cancel, 0y plus 13a is equal to 0. Implies y square plus 13a is equal to 0. Hence possible value of a is minus 13. That is, if a is minus 13, the linear term becomes 0 and the equation becomes a y square plus 13a is equal to 0, which shows that there is no linear term. Hence the result is proved. Next, come to question number 6. In question 6, the given equation ax square plus 5x plus 3 is equal to 3 has x is equal to 1 as a solution. What is the other solution? That is, in the given quadratic equation, it is given that x is equal to 1 as a solution, mean one solution of this equation is given. If we put that value of x in the given equation, it will satisfy the given equation and we get the value of a. So since x is equal to 1 is the solution of this equation, we have to find other solution. So by putting in this equation a is equal to x is equal to 1, a into, by putting x1, 1 square plus 5 into 1 is equal to 3, or this become a plus 5 is equal to 3, or a is equal to 3 minus 5, means a is equal to minus 2. Put a is equal to minus 2 in the given equation, this one, x square plus 5x is equal to 3. We get minus 2x square plus 5x is equal to 3, or transform this to left hand side or make it positive. So that become 2x square minus 5 plus 5 become minus 5x, or plus 3 is equal to 0. So that is the standard form of a quadratic equation. Now factorizing this one to solve the, or to get the solution set or the value of x. So by making factors we get 2 factor minus 3 and minus 2. If we multiply it, we get 3 to the 6, that is the product of coefficient of x square and constant term 2 3 to the 6. And by adding minus 3 minus 2, we get minus 5. So first two factors, first two term, x is common, we get x 2x minus 3 minus 1 is common to next two terms, we get 2x minus 3. Again in this equation 2x minus 3 is common, so we get x minus 1, the other factor. So the product of these two factors is equal to 0, mean first factor 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So solving 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, we get 2x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 3 by 2. Similarly, x minus 1 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 1, transforming minus 1 to right hand side. So we get two solutions. X is equal to 1, that is given in the equation. That is already given in the equation, that x is equal to 1 is the solution. Find the other solution, so the next other solution become the second root, that is x is equal to, hence other solution is x is equal to 3 by 2. Yani first x is equal to 1, that was given, and we proved the next root, that is the second solution. Next come to question number 7. What is the positive difference of root of this equation? So positive difference, we can find the difference of the root of this equation if we solve, first of all solve this equation. By any method we can do, there is no restriction, first, second or third method. So by completing this by quadratic formula we can solve this equation. Comparing this equation with the standard form of quadratic equation, we get a is equal to 1, b minus 7, c minus 9. Putting in quadratic formula, we get two roots. X is equal to 7 plus 85 under root by 2, and x is equal to 7 minus 85 under root by 2. We get two roots. Now the question is, what is the positive difference of roots of this equation? So we get two roots. Now we find the difference of these two roots. Now we have to find the positive difference of the root. Positive difference become positive root minus second root. So 7 plus 85 under root by 2 minus 7 minus 85 under root by 2. So LCM is 2, taking LCM, we get 7 plus 85 under root minus, or in brackets again this root, 7 minus 85 under root. By expanding the brackets or simplifying, we get 7 plus 85 under root, this become minus 7 and minus minus plus 85 under root. Here sign is missing, so minus 7 plus 85 under root divide by 2. So minus 7 plus 7 are cancelled, 85 under root plus 85 under root become 285 under root divided by 2. So 2 cancel each other, we get only 85 under root. Hence positive difference of the roots of the given equation is 85 square roots. That's all. That is the end of this exercise. Thank you so much. We will meet tomorrow inshallah for exercise. For the next class, exercise 1.2.